Chris, you're on Fez.
Hey, boys, I'm glad to see after a week off you guys streamlined the show. 3 permanent hosts. That is awesome news.
Yeah, 3 permanent. Eastside Dave is here today, but he has not picked up any kind of permanent status with the show. I will even tell you this. The other night, come on over, Eastside, I get a call from Eastside Dave. Mr. B, how would you like to go to the movies with me tonight? I'm going to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark on the big screen. It's playing at the Paris Theater. He doesn't know this. I already heard from 4 separate people who told me that they've turned him down for this. And I go, oh, really? That's so nice. Am I the first person you've called? Absolutely. This is my dream, me and you hanging out together.
You were definitely, I'm almost positive you were number 1. And if not, you were definitely number 1 in my heart, if I may say.
I was the last possible person. And at the end, he actually says this to me, bring your wallet. So I'm sitting there and I have to buy him treats.
See, sometimes I have to get the whole guest list assured before I call Mr. B, because, in other words, I called Earl, perhaps, before you. But this is to tell you, okay, Mr. B, Earl's coming, you know, who knows, maybe Winnie Cooper's coming.
Tits McGee's the name you just tried to use.
Maybe she's coming, so this way I have all the info by the time you get the phone call.
But they've already turned you down, right?
They all said no.
We went to see this thing, and Karen Allen gave a question and answer after it. When did this come out? 1981?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Put Raiders of the Lost Ark in that list of movies that doesn't hold up as the years go by. It just looked like a large Disney movie.
It was still a masterpiece. There were some silly moments that I never quite noticed until we saw it in the big screen. Like the guy was eating a fly, you know, the French guy, and his costumes and stuff. Some of the costumes, some of the one-liners, and the fact that, yeah, it is like 45 minutes of just punching, basically. It's 45 minutes of punching. No dialogue. Okay, that was a little bit over the top.
There's very rarely any real dialogue in that entire film. And they're just running from one fight to the next fight. And then, for some reason, Arabs in the background just cheering. Yay! Yay! It's so fucking racist, it's unbelievable.
We were greeted as liberators in Indiana Jones.
Well, first of all, they weren't even tied in. There was no reason for them to be cheering for Indiana Jones. There was no reason for them to feel any connection.
They were the diggers. Who else is going to...
White people are so scared of black people.
You know, I don't know what you say over there. By the way, a very drunken... And I knew to put money on Italy because a drunken Eastside Dave told me that France was a lock. But then, as he's drunk Saturday night, he tells this to me. I hate those grease balls from Italy. And that's a true story.
Wait a second.
Where does that come from?
And I'm swearing to God.
It was somewhat true. I said I had enough of the Italians.
No,
Maybe it's the Irish in me, but I had enough of their flamboyance, the hair. They're such fucking pretty boys.
Why do you call them grease balls, though?
Well, because they do. Before the game starts, they're greasy. They look ridiculous. They're sweaty, and there's beads of...
It's summer. It's summer. David Beckham, the whitest man alive, was sweating like an animal over there.
That Luca Toni, I mean, it's just too much
starving.
of him.
We got any Luca Toni or anything, Earl?
No Luca Toni yet.
You prejudice against a lot of people or just Italians?
No, I'm not huge... Look, I have great Italian friends. I don't want this to be... It's just when they want it. My friend...
Anthony?
Luca Toni.
All right, I don't have a lot of Italian friends, but the point is I get along with them.
This is a weird thing. I've been watching a lot of the Fox Sky News stuff that they're running out of Europe, and it's English news, of course. So they were going to, I think it was Bedford, where a lot of Italians live, but so figure it like the Staten Island or Brooklyn of England. So these are the Italian guys over there. They're like this. That's right. We're going to go all the way. It's all Italy. We're all goomballs here. And believe me when I tell you, mate, Guidos are going all the way. And I'm watching this and I'm going, they've got to make the worst sauce on the planet. I can't imagine British Italian guys able to pull off a decent sauce.
No. They're always talking about their food and everything like that.
Yes.
Enough.
The
But it's
food's
good.
fucking fantastic.
There's other countries that are better. China.
First of all, it's not up to them to say what country is better. Not in soccer. They are the number one team. Why that affects you, why that makes you angry is beyond me. And where the greaseball thing comes out in 2006.
They were acting like it. If they're going to act like, a bunch of Goombas, I have to call them on it. They were totally over the top. And the chest pounding, the slip and slides after a goal, everything. The hair, long hair.
Of course, he guarantees a French victory Saturday night. I'm waking my bookie up 3 o'clock in the morning, going, put everything I got on Italy, because you are the biggest jinx since Fez Watley. You are an incredible jinx.
I was close. I have a different kind of jinx.
You waited till the finals to make this prediction. You were down to, you could have gone either way, 50-50.
Well, I went with France and I struck out.
Jack, you're in Run of Fez.
You put that fucking Mick out on the side of the street, and I show them how greasy us Italians can fucking be.
See what I'm talking about? See? Normal civilized people, civilized Americans. It's not everything. Everything is baseball bats.
What are you talking about, Dave? You shouldn't expect a guy to be offended using the term greaseball?
Hey, I'm gonna make some meatballs and some spaghetti, and I'm gonna come down and get your fucking old lady, all right?
All right, there you go.
I was not referring to all Italians, just that soccer team.
All right, suppose you started saying that, I don't know, the Pistons are a bunch of ends. Then you're going to say to Earl, oh, not you, Earl. I'm talking about the Pistons. And not expect Earl to be offended by that?
Not to mention everyone from Detroit wanting to kick your ass.
Here's Anthony. Anthony, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Ron, first of all, I just got to say, way to go going against Dave. There's no way he's ever going to pick a winning team.
It's the first time in my life I really feel like I have a system. And that's just check with what Dave likes and go the opposite.
Dave, how could you sit there and say you're not stereotyping all Italians, you just want the team? You need to go fuck yourself. If Ireland was in the finals, we wouldn't be hearing this. But it's Italy, and now you're going to go and cry about it.
Well, first of all, if Ireland was in the finals, we would live in some kind of a different Earth, too, than we're used to. We would be in some other dimension where Ireland starts to lead the world in something.
Yeah, that dimension would be called heaven, because that's what it would be.
What has Ireland ever... The only thing I think they've ever finished number one in is blowing up department stores and public school buses.
They do have a very sucky soccer team. I just want to make this clear. I really like Italian people. I mean, enough.
Why use the term greaseball?
Like I said,
Now, not only that, as he's drunk, he pulls me outside of the bar to say it because he goes, I didn't want to say it in there, but I hate those grease balls. I got to tell you, and Earl was with us the other night. After we left this movie, we go to this bar where I guess we might start hanging out with the RonFez.net guys. It was me, Earl, and Dave, and we were there to see Too Cute. She was bartending. There was some black guys playing pool and some large butch dykes just hanging out, and us. And it looked like, if you look around this place, it was so old school, it looked like we were going to be on a Tom Waits album cover. I felt like I was in Small Change.
Old jukebox was there and everything.
Everything.
Bad shots of liquor.
And then we were hanging out with a junkie, too. I should always put that out.
Yeah.
There you guys, hey, you guys ever need anything, let me know, man.
Yeah, he was taking... Mr. B made a couple, like little drug jokes,
Right.
the way people get his humor. And he's like, seriously, I'll get you some crack immediately if you want. He was taking everything literally.
Don, you're on Fez.
Yeah, we got to thank the caller for bringing up Eastside Dave, so now we got to listen to his shit again.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is a problem. Don't bring him up if you don't want to hear him, because he's always looking for an opening to pull himself into. Robert, you're on Fez.
Yeah, did you just hear Dave denigrating Italian food? That fucking potato-eating, translucent Mick.
Yeah, really, you come from the land of the boil. You cannot make fun of anyone else's cuisine.
You know whose food is the best on the planet? Fucking USA. Red, white, and blue is the best. Pot roast, steaks, and hamburgers. I can't always have stuff with cheese on it. Can the Italians make something without? lasagna, mozzarella, whatever everything is lots of cheese, lots of just sauce. Too much.
Your fucking bland palate can only handle a hamburger and a pot roast. Yeah, I'm not too shocked by this.
Gravy?
Eastside, your relatives didn't eat anything they didn't dig up.
John, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah. Listen, this redheaded, pasty white piece of shit. Let me tell you something. We cook. What do you think? It's all cheese? Where the hell you ever eat where it's all cheese? It's everything. We cook everything. You are an idiot. A complete and total moron.
It is true, Dave. I mean, the seafood is fine. Any chef would tell you that the finest food in the world comes from Italy. That's not me sticking up for him. That's just fact.
No, it's not. I mean, they don't have big portions. My parents went to Rome. They said they give like half a portion American size.
First of all, your parents hated it because they stood in the sun for more than 8 seconds. Like vampires they are over there. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Dave, man, I'm from Avon, right down the street from where you're from.
Thank you.
And, dude, I know a lot of mix that are just like you, but come on, Ireland didn't even make it into the frickin' World Cup.
That is true. They didn't. What is their big sport?
Their big sport is soccer, and then their Gaelic football is almost.
I
as
thought
big.
it was even bigger.
Yeah,
and then
it
cricket
is.
or something is even bigger.
Close. Nothing compares to like their Gaelic football, which is just as big as their soccer.
Now, do they play that anywhere else but Ireland?
I mean, every like in England it's called rugby. In Australia, it's Australian rules football. But there's always twists.
But
and
they do play rugby in Australia too, right?
Yeah, they do, but their Australian rules football is different. It's a little, there's a twist on it. The Irish Gaelic football, now that's an incredible sport. So much.
But it's only played by what? 40
Galway
people?
and Cork.
Yeah, it's not that big for it to really be a sport.
Yeah.
Here's Tony. Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Well, I got two things. He's talking about Gaelic football. They have a goalpost and a net. That's Gaelic football. It's got nothing to do with rugby. That's the first thing. Second thing is, the Italians beat the fucking French. If anybody beat the fucking French, I'm happy. Punching out.
Good point.
I don't have the hatred that a lot of people have. I've seen the good side of French people. My chick is from France. That's why, I know that there are good people in France. Her dad is a very nice gentleman. So, and by the way,
when's the last time you talked to him?
8 months ago.
What happened? When's the last time you talked to the mother?
5 or 6 months ago. I haven't really, I don't talk to them regularly.
Yeah. So, how good are they? If you're seeing them once a year,
I'm sort of afraid because we broke up and they're kind of scary people. But talk about food. There you go. French food, French bread. I'd rather have that than Italian bread any day of the week. Any day.
What is that based on? This only comes down to one thing. Your rooting was wrong, of course, and then 2, you're using the word greaseballs.
They acted like that, though. Here's the thing: if I'm not going to root for necessarily like the 2001 Baltimore Ravens because they acted like thugs. So I looked at it as very much as a
because
sport.
they played against the Giants. That's why you didn't root for them. If you were from Baltimore, you would have. Carl, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, Dave, if you were any kind of real Irishman, you would know that their national sport is actually hurling.
That is
the
true,
most
Dave.
dangerous sport on the planet.
Yeah, hurling is their big sport.
It's up there.
Dave plays their own version of hurling. Blah. Just puking.
On Saturdays.
Dominic, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Dave. Oh, you hate those Italians with their suntans and both of their eyebrows. Go finger your puppet.
Maybe I am a little bit jealous.
Their adult-sized penises. You can't stand them. You can't stand them right now.
I'm not going to root for athletes with long hair, and they're always putting their hands through it. They're like Dennis Millers of the sports world, constantly touching their hair. I find that very off-putting.
What's your problem with Dennis Miller? You don't like him?
He's always touching his hair. I couldn't laugh at his jokes. I'm watching him pet himself the whole time on Weekend Update.
So you never liked any athlete with long hair? No athlete that's ever had long hair has been a
No,
favorite.
now that I think about it, no. Because I root for the Yankees, we get our haircuts. The Giants always had short hair. The Devils have short hair.
Shockey didn't always have short hair.
I didn't like him back then. He was a loudmouth. He's kind of changed his ways since he's cut it off.
You like somebody who conforms.
Not that.
That's the most conservative sports fan I've ever heard in my life. I like a guy who conforms. Hey, Ziggy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, how we doing today? Dave, Italian food is not all covered in cheese, okay? You need to quit eating at the Olive Garden and go to a real Italian restaurant. You probably think Chef Boyardee is a fine Italian chef, you ignorant ass.
Chef Boyardee is actually pretty good stuff, but I mean, if it's not cheese, it's oil. If it's not oil, you know, it's vinegar or something like that.
What? You don't even know what you're saying, do you? No. You're all fucked up. You're all in trouble. I gotta tell you, this guy, he gets drunk the other night. I'm buying him shots. And at one point, he staggers up and goes to the ATM in the middle of the place. He takes out, I've never seen anyone do this in an ATM, $20. He withdraws a 20. Now, they probably charge you $2.40 to do that. The vig is unbelievable on a $20 bill. He takes that 20, he waves it around for a while, but never cracks it at all.
Well, you were being very generous that night, and I do thank you again.
Well, you know what? I felt like I'd taken my nephew out. We went to see Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're wearing shorts. You're sharing my popcorn with me. So, of course, I do. Now, Karen Allen is there, which was kind of cool, and she was doing a Q&A. He keeps raising his hand. I'm going, what do you want to ask her? I'm going to ask her, how did you like working with a monkey? How did it feel to work with a monkey? I go, that's stupid. Don't ask her that. He goes, then I got my backup. How did it feel to work with Steven Spielberg? I go, what's with you and feelings? And every one of your questions, it only comes back to something. It would feel great. No one is going to say, felt awful working with Steven Spielberg.
How did it feel to work with Mr. Jonathan Rhys Davies?
I can't believe there's a question below, how does it feel to work with a monkey? That you came up with something that was even less important than that.
Oh, what an awful movie.
And
Talk about a movie that fucking... I felt like I was 8, looking through a Viewmaster. This thing was such a tub of shit.
I never heard someone laugh so much when the rest of the theater was being quiet, and then the rest of the theater laughs at the jokes, and Mr. B's is silent as a fucking church mouse.
I'm laughing at the fact that the monkey is a fucking spy, and none of these 40-year-old people watching the film seem to be offended by it. I'm laughing at the fact that the woman is forced to put on a cocktail dress in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Because Steven Spielberg has the sexuality of a 6-year-old.
For some reason, she thought it was needful to put on a wedding gown.
You know, Mike from Brooklyn is the one who said that I'm a snob when it comes to films. I'm fucking sorry. Your mass appeal dog shit films mean nothing to me. I couldn't have less in common with anybody than the fact that this Pirates of the Caribbean 2 made $55 million on Friday, $138 million or something over the weekend.
Just shattering record. Shattered the one-day record of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and that weekend record from Spider-Man of $114 million.
Here's the real question, though. Why didn't Superman do that well? Why would people pick a pirate movie over Superman? It's almost like the superhero thing is dead.
Yeah, I think it is like that. Like, Pirates, its first weekend, did almost twice as much as what Superman did. I think people even adults, like pretending they're pirates. I think there's some romantic thing about pirates that adults have.
I don't think it's that. I think that it's they like the movie from last year, and they only like what's most recent. Remember, it was Spider-Man 2 that set the record. It's got to be 2 for these people. Superman 2 may suddenly do fantastic business. Batman 2 might be so much bigger. But they only know what happened to them within a year. That's history right now. That's how long it goes back.
I was shocked to see that this thing was just breaking records from its first day out.
I think this also shows you that Superman is probably the least cool superhero. I think that's what it really tells you.
I thought you liked the film.
I did. But in terms of coolness, is Superman there?
No, Superman is definitely not cool. He plays a fucking geek.
And pirates are cool.
Pirates, a real fucking pirate movie would be cool to watch. Something where Davy Jones has an octopus for a beard, that is for a 4-year-old. That is not for an adult male to sit there and watch and debate whether it's cool. If you were watching actual pirate stories, yeah, I think that would be somewhat enjoyable. A rape might take place.
I'm gonna go check it out. You want to go? Maybe.
No, I can't.
Saturday?
I fucking can't go with you
on.
anymore. I can't go with you anymore. It's too embarrassing. Fez, you see the pirate movie?
I have not seen the pirate movie.
Superman movie?
I saw the Superman movie. Wasn't real thrilled with it. I watched this thing 2.5 hours long and thought there was so many callbacks to the first Superman movies, the Christopher Reeve ones, that it's like I thought it just wasted an opportunity to try to reinvent the franchise.
I saw it, and overall I have to say I liked it. Now, have I thought about it since I walked out of there? No. Do I think, I can't wait for 2? No. But I did feel like it was a pretty decent story, and I thought that he had somebody to fight against that was actually interesting for a change. I thought Kevin Spacey did a good job. Did you see it, Earl?
I have yet to see it. I tried to see it a couple of times. It was sold out.
Why don't you go see Cotton Goes to Harlem for the fucking 400th time? Every weekend. You want to go see Cotton Goes to Harlem? No, Earl. I got other things to do. Here's Roy. Roy, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, buddies, what's happening? Reason Superman didn't do as well is because Fezzy jinxed it. He was the one that said it was going to be the biggest movie of the summer.
Yeah, that was your big movie, Fez?
That was my number one movie of the summer.
So now it looks like it's going to be Pirates, right?
Yeah, because Pirates, I don't think Superman in 2 weekends, it's close, but I don't think it hit 100 million yet.
No, it's over 100 million already.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. It went over 100 million in like 10 or 11 days, something like that. We can look it up. Box Office Mojo has it. But I do think it already even still has more money than Pirates. Hasn't been out as long, though. But Pirates does look like it's going to be the number one film of the summer. And I don't think any of us picked that, did we? We all had it in our top 5.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anyone picked it number 1.
Superman Returns has made $142 million so far. And Pirates is at $132 million. So that's about $50 million more than you thought, Fez. The Devil Wears Prada seems like people are going out to see it. That's still hanging around at number 3.
That one actually had a real good showing when it opened the same weekend as Superman. It had like a $32 million opening weekend.
Which is kind of surprising for a chick flick, and definitely surprising, biggest opening for any Meryl Streep film. Here's our friend, Too Cute. How you doing, Too Cute?
Oh, I'm great. I was just calling to say thanks for stopping by the other night.
I enjoyed the bar. I think it might become a new hangout for us. It's the Blue Room, and there's pictures of the film Blue Velvet hanging up there. So you know the vibe you got going in.
I gotta get a Pabst Blue Ribbon there.
They have Pabst PBR specials.
There you go, Fez. That could be your special of the week. When are you going back?
I don't know, really. I think either Wednesday or a Saturday. I have to talk to the owner there, so...
All right, well, I talked to Just John, and we were talking about maybe putting together some RonFez.net parties and just getting weird over there.
Yeah, I just actually stopped by a second ago when John talked to me to see if the owner was there so I could talk to him about it, but he wasn't, so I left him a note. But on my way walking back, I was so busy texting John that I must have walked past a police barricade or something, because all of a sudden I was like literally across the street from this building that collapsed in 60 seconds.
Right.
I'm texting away, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm stepping over like the fire truck hoses and everything, and I look up and there's a barricade in front of me. It's like a crowd of people on the other side.
Do me a favor, would you get up there and look for clues? Just try to find me some kind of clue.
Absolutely. I got my little cell phone, I've got a notebook, I got a magnifying glass, I'm all ready.
All right, honey, talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. God, she fucking looked amazing the other night, huh?
Jeez, she's looking better and better.
I know.
Every single day.
Love to have her walk on my back. I don't know what it will cost, but just to have her come in and walk on the back a little bit.
And Winnie Cooper looked great, too, I thought.
Oh, by the way, I don't know whether you remember insulting her and bringing up some inside things. Do you remember that at all?
Sure.
You get drunk really, really quick, don't you?
That's true.
I didn't even want to drink.
He was so viciously mad. He brings up, well, here's somebody I know that you slept with.
Hung out with.
It was the way you made it seem like. Her face fucking turned so red. She was so viciously mad. I'm sitting in between them, so I have to lean back. And then he's also gossiping about people that work here. and who they're with. It's really annoying to hang out with you, Dave.
I just want to give the scoop. I want everyone to be apprised of the situation. I was wondering, where was Earl going? Was he going to meet with Jackie on Saturday
He
night?
was driving Earl crazy. By the way, we were calling Earl GA for ginger ale because he was down ginger ales, and we're going like this: GA, where you going, brother? And then he said he couldn't drink another ginger ale because he had to get up in the morning.
You should have gotten some out of that 20 Mr. ATM got.
I can't have another one. I gotta get to sleep tonight, is what he said.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, and we had to twist your arm. He was like, I don't know if I want to drink, Mr. B. Oh, come on, have a drink. Oh, okay. I mean, you had the willpower of an ant. You had no willpower whatsoever. And then
Well,
you
you're
couldn't
drunk
stop.
so fast, too. You might have diabetes.
I think I
as
do.
As fast as you get drunk.
I'm sure he does.
One shot in, and he's like this. You know what I love? It's my job. I just... Could you imagine working for guys that you idolized for years? I wish I knew what went on in that genius brain of yours. I wish I knew how to do it.
Just trying to give you my feelings, that's all.
And then at one point, Fez, he said to me, he says that I carry you on my back like you're a victim.
Oh, really?
No, I don't recall that.
He goes,
I'm sure you don't, you big drunk.
He goes, you carry Mr. W on your back every day of that show like he was a victim.
No.
And I'm going, you're just fucking high. You're just drunk. Here's Stoney. Stoney, you're on a Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Don't worry about it, Stoney.
All right. Hey, I got a Stony Spy report for you, man.
Oh, good. Let me hear it.
Check it out, bro. That Pirates of the Caribbean, man, it's going to have one good weekend. And next weekend's going to be mediocre, and then it's going to be off the map.
Spy report. Spy report.
It sucked?
That movie was... dude, it was so over the top, man. Me and 3 other buddies went and seen it, and we all said the same thing, dude. They took the best parts of the first one, like the rum and the shit like that, and then they just went way over the top with it with the second one. And it was just watching the first one, but a shitty, dumbed-down version of it, and then they just end the movie, like, boom.
Yeah, it was one of those things I heard where since it's the middle movie, we're supposed to be left open, and who cares with all this? These people do not know how to make movies. The thing that fucking bothers me is everybody lines up for this dog shit. You got to stay away from it. You know what? If you love these films, go see it on the second weekend. Force them to actually get past one weekend before they can get to you. Steve, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, I think that part of the Caribbean movie is successful because McDonald's endorses it. I think every movie that McDonald's endorses does pretty good, don't it?
Right now, even McDonald's is not doing all that well. I don't know whether you've been into a McDonald's lately, but you could bowl in there, not hit anybody. I don't know what has happened to McDonald's in the last 10 years. Those places used to be packed.
Maybe it's the fact that there's just one everywhere on every corner. There would be more McDonald's if there wasn't so many Starbucks.
Sid, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, that Superman movie, I gotta agree, man. It just was not what it was hyped up to be whatsoever.
Thank you very much for that, Sid. Fez, you're bringing up Starbucks. You know what there's more of in Starbucks, of everything right now, is that damn Dunkin' Donuts. They are popping up everywhere, and they will go into whatever size you need. If you want them to be the size of a department store, they will. But if you've only got like 6 inches of counter space, they'll go, yes, we will take it and turn that into something as well.
And the donuts are just secondary now. They're all about their own coffee.
Rich, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, how's Vinny Chase's Aquaman done in the last couple weeks?
Vinny Chase's Aquaman did so well that they've already greenlighted 2, and they're going to be doing it. But here's the problem. Now he can't do Medellin the way he wanted to.
They should film those two. They should film the two of them together at the same time, get it done like Pirates did.
Well, Medellin, of course, is the cocaine movie. Now they don't want him to do that because they don't want Aquaman snorting cocaine for 3 straight hours.
I missed my Entourage last night. I was in bed already.
French, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I just want to say the only reason I want to see the next Caribbean deal is for Keith Richards playing Johnny Depp.
Well, if you really want to see Keith Richards, go to a Stone show. to actually think that you've waited all these years to see Keith Richards, probably 5 minutes tops, acting like a pirate. I'm not gonna pull off that it's gonna be any good.